Relationships are some of the most important things that we can have in our lives. We all know that having healthy relationships, either with friends, with family, with colleagues or co-workers, with your boss or wherever, but just having healthy relationship can truly help us be able to navigate the challenges and the issues of life. We all know life can be very, very challenging, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you're black or whether you're white, whether you're living in Africa or in Europe, or whether you are single or married, whatever your status is, life comes at everybody. I mean, the Bible even says that it rains on the righteous and the non-righteous, which means that whether you are in right standing with God or not, whether you're a Christian or not, life will always come at you. And relationships are some of those things that can truly act like a shock absorber, to sort of absorb that, that shock, that pain, that negativity that we get to experience in our lives, provided you have healthy relationships, of course. And apparently, according to some studies, some people who are actually in a healthy relationship, who feel like they belong, live longer, because then they are able to really tackle the difficulties of life, the challenges of life, because of the support that they have. However, I wanted to speak about the most important relationship a human being can have in their lives. If it's your first time to tune in, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to hit the notification button. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for the support. Please leave a comment. I'd really love to know and to hear your thoughts. And so, yeah, the most important relationship that any human being can have in their lives is the relationship with God. Yes, you've guessed it, but God is like the manufacturer, He manufactures us, He created us, and so He knows what is inside of us. He has placed gifts and talents, within us, and only He knows how to show us how to navigate, or how to, to bring those gifts to fruition. We were not created to do this life by ourselves. I only really came to discover that when I gave my life to Christ. God's intention was not to just, leave us to our devices. He meant to actually journey with us, to commune with us, to fellowship with us, because from that relationship, then we are able to do everything else. Then we are able to actually, have all these other. So many people say they don't know why they're here on earth. They don't know what their purpose is. They don't know what they are alive. Some people don't even, experience the joy of being alive anymore, because they don't know what their purpose is. They feel empty, they feel void. But can I tell you, it's only God that can tell you what that purpose is, because He created you. And so only He can, reveal that purpose to you. Only He can help you navigate, toward that purpose. But that can only happen if you are fellowshipping with Him, if you're spending time with Him. A lot of people have this notion that Christianity is this boring, restrictive a religion where, there's these do's and don'ts. These things are actually, boundaries, that God has put in place to protect us. However, a person, you still have the choice to do whatever it is that you want. God has given you that free will. But He wants to be able to fellowship with you so that He can show you how to exercise it in the best way, so that you don't get to harm yourself. We struggle to understand why God allows certain things to happen in our lives. The honest truth is, we're not going to have all those answers. I don't have all those answers. I know for sure that none of us on this earth can answer to all the reasons why certain things happen and why they happen. But when you actually choose to fellowship with God, you're gonna have that sense of peace, that sense of joy, even in trouble, that sense of certainty, even in times where things are just looking very uncertain. Not because you have an understanding, because as human beings we have this nature, we have this natural desire to be in control of things. And I guess that's probably why many of us shy away from giving our lives to God, because once you surrender your life to God, then it means you're allowing Him to be Lord over your life. You're allowing Him to take control, because He knows better. He knows better. Who do you know that knows better than God? Nobody. But it's very important to to get to know God, because then you learn his nature, then you learn his way. Jesus in John 15 verse 4, when he was speaking to his disciples, he was giving them an analogy, or he was giving them an illustration of the importance of actually remaining in him, abiding in him. And you can only remain and abide if you have a relationship. He says this in John 15 verse 4. Remain in me as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. Now, Jesus was using a tree as an analogy to demonstrate to us what happens when we actually don't remain in Christ, or we don't remain in God, and we don't actually lead a relationship with him. It's like a branch that has been detached from the vine. What happens to that branch? It dies and it withers. Now, I know in our natural mind, you're probably thinking, that's not true. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it may look on the outside like, yes, you are still achieving stuff. Yes, you are still, progressing. Yes, you are still getting ahead. But the truth is, none of us can truly get to what we were meant to get, or none of us can truly bring forth, the fruits and live the life, the fulfilling life that we're meant to live without God himself. Like I said earlier, God is like a manufacturer. Think of a manufacturer. When they're manufacturing the product, they're the ones who know how that product is supposed to function, how that product is supposed to to work, what it's supposed to do, at what time, when, where, only the manufacturer. And that's why they even create a manual. And in God's case, the Bible is our manual. We are the products and he is the manufacturer. So he's the only one who knows, for example, for me, he's the only one who knows why I'm here on earth, what I'm supposed to do, how am I supposed to use my gifts and talents in such a way that they produce valuable fruits, and also they produce things that last longer, and helps me actually live a happy life, and that can only be achieved through a relationship. And so I just wanted to remind someone that in the midst of cultivating all your other relationships in the world, don't forget to nurture the most important relationship you can have in your life, and that is your relationship with God himself, your creator. God is always waiting, God is always available, but it's you, it's you and I. The ball is in our court. We are the one who are supposed to make the move.